Sorry. What a way to start, right? What a day. Not that it was bad or anything. It's just I feel like it's been a like I'm almost under the weather, but like I'm not really under the weather. I guess I'm feeling pretty decent today. Well, slow, but nothing out of the ordinary. I hope everyone else is having a great day. Oh my god, that guy just walked by, scared the heck out of me. Um, Once again, I was trying to get Revan on the live stream too, but if you hear snoring in the back, that's who that is, by the way. That's little Revan, and he's 6 months old now, so I'm super excited that he's just growing and growing and growing and growing, and I'm kind of wondering when he's gonna stop growing, but I'm glad that he's growing, and he's sure eating a lot more than usual, which is great, and he's sleeping a lot more, which means he's growing. So growing. I'm really happy though. The time I spend with Revan has been really cool. I haven't been able to really be outside as long and as like adventurous as I really want to be right now, only because of this beautiful New England weather. But once the spring hits, I feel like it's gonna be a lot easier to get out there and meet new people, meet new doggy friends for Revan, and get some new clients to, I don't know, maybe to just increase my busyness during the summer, because if it's going to be a hot one, if it's any implication based off how cold it was, if we're just doing extremities from for weather, if it was crazy winter, it's probably going to be a crazy summer. So I'd like to stay active. If I'm still going to be in the van, I'd like to stay as active as I can. So by getting more jobs, I can more yards. I can continue to keep working more consistently. I'd love to have it so my Mondays through Fridays are booked up. Right now, it's just my Tuesdays and Fridays, but I'd love to eventually get Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday added onto that, and Saturdays if I can push it, if I can find enough people, and it'll really be cool. It'd be a good plan, so that way we can keep Revan out of the heat when the summertime comes. I got I got like this little AC unit I put in that'll run off my little power source, so I can always keep an AC sort of running in here while I do go to certain jobs if I have to leave them in the van. So we'll keep the windows cracked and an AC blaring. Well, hopefully not blaring too much. Last thing I need is the AC flying out through the windshield. Keep it super cold. Oh, hi everybody who joined. It's really nice to see everybody. We were just talking about Revan and how he's growing up so fast. No, he's still sleeping in the back. But if anyone hears snoring, that's who that is. Maybe he will wake up at some point. Hey, Revan, you want to come say hi? Revan. He's conked out. Revan, come here, buddy. It's okay. Oh, hi, buddy. You want to come and say hi? He's looking at me like, why are you waking me up, man? He goes, I never bother you. I'm the nicest little dog. All I'm trying to do is sleep. Why are you trying to wake me up? He's such a great little guy. He's been a great help just being out here, like in the van for as long as I have. Now, since I've had him, I've been in the van with him longer than I had been by myself. So it kind of, it doesn't feel like, I don't know. It feels like so long ago that I didn't have him. So it's pretty cool that he's been here every step of the way, and we're talking about a crazy winter time too. So we managed to like really push through the winter. Now it's finally starting to become spring again. So it'll be good. He'll be able to adventure more. It's just, that's the one thing I felt bad about, is the winters were so crazy that we didn't get a chance to really go out to like all the areas I really wanted to bring him out to. And it kind of also sucked because it's his puppy months, it's his puppy year. So we kind of, went through about 4.5 months of just pure terrible weather, so we didn't really get a chance to enjoy outside as much. Like, for example, today was the first day he saw a squirrel. He had no idea what it was he was looking at. I'm going to upload the picture later, but it's literally a picture of him staring through the window at a squirrel that's on the little railing, and they're just staring at each other. And he's trying to like comprehend what it is he's looking at, and then he realized, oh, I'm a dog, that's a squirrel. And then he wanted to play with it, and we're not going to let that happen, because that's the last thing we need. Revan is a nice dog. We don't want to encourage anything bad. So, but we do get to walk around a little bit. I try to walk around to meet new dog friends because I know socialization is key. Because I know he'll get a bad rap based off people. People always think he's a pit bull. He's not really technically a pit bull at all. He's American Staffordshire Bull Terrier and Rottweiler. So technically the breed's called Staffweiler. And it's actually a pretty interesting breed, very unique. And I'm really grateful I have the opportunity to raise this little guy. And since I'm such a Star Wars fan, it was only right I named him Revan, because if I'm gonna train a dog, I guess I might as well train Revan. So for me, that was a funny inside joke, and I'm sure all the Star Wars fans would get that reference. But he's a cool little guy. He's fortunately doesn't want to come up and say hi right now. But hold on. Hey, buddy. Everyone says hi. He says hi. I think if you heard that snork he did, he was just like that snorkel. Who trained me? Jeez, you know who trained me? Watching all that Star Wars growing up as a kid. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I'm a student of just life. I feel like now I'm struggling. I should have never taken this off the stand, dude. I'm struggling to put the stand back on. Hold on, I'm so sorry. All right, you know what? We're just gonna unplug this. There we go. Sorry about that. I was trained in the dark arts. No, I'm just kidding. No, I guess I just, dude, I'm still learning on the go, man. Just trying to learn how everything, just trying to have fun with my Star Wars content, doing Fallout content on here. This was like the ultimate hobby I wish I had as a kid, but we just never had access to. Because I guarantee you, for all us Star Wars, even the Star Trek fans, and so on and so forth, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all of my fellow nerds, right? If we had access to this YouTube stuff as kids growing up to the way it was now, I guarantee you we would have, like, the fan films would be astronomical, because I believe, like, fans keep things going even after it's done. You ever notice that? Like, even after a series is concluded, there's still such a strong following and such a consistent, up-to-date, you know, event going on with things. I always feel like fans are the most powerful entity of a franchise. Even though you might say, oh, well, what about the creators? Of course, but that's just one set. That's just one set of the piece that puts things into motion. Because without us, without the fans, it doesn't last. You know, it doesn't last. And how you have to look at that, I mean, it depends on how you look at that. You might not see it to that perspective, but without the fans, it just won't last. Without the fans, all you did was waste your money to some extent. Because imagine, look at how the Acolyte turned out, spending all that money, 180 million or something like that, and the fans did not support it. And so what did they do? Instead of spending another $100 million to make a second season, they scrapped it. And it's like the perfect example. And I mean, and sorry about the Acolyte, if they were Acolyte fans. I mean, it's still cool to see the lightsabers switch on, but I mean, if you were like a story buff, it probably wouldn't, I don't know, it probably wouldn't resonate too much, because it seemed to have go off the story script, even with the old school books and the comics, and it just didn't add up. But they tried, you know. So I thought it was, you know, whatever. Some people really hate it. I just, you know, it's Star Wars. Why would I be? I'm just such a big Star Wars fan. Why would I ever be mad? You know, why would I ever be mad at anything Star Wars? You know, I may not be as happy about it, but, you know, I know a thing or two about losing. Trust me, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so it's like, and I was born into that, so it's like, you know, I know how to lose, I guess. And I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan, and we took nothing but L's for the last 5 or 6 years, so it's like, I'm a quiet Conor McGregor fan. Like, I don't go out of my way saying that anymore. Like, oh, no, you watch UFC? Yeah, I'm a huge McGregor fan. Like, I still think the dude's amazing, dude. Like, he's the reason why I got into the UFC, like, watching UFC in the first place. So, you know, I have to give him his respect. But, yeah, you know. But that's why, you know, I'm so cool with doing the content that I do, because the content that I do, because, you know, as many times as I, like, don't get as much traction on things, I still use that as a learning opportunity and continue to just analyze and see what it is I may have done wrong, and just continue to become a better creator. I mean, content creator is something I honestly wouldn't even consider myself yet. I consider that the big guys in the you know, the big league girls and guys that do this stuff that really have a following. I consider them the content creators. I'm nothing but a hobbyist. You know, this is something that I do and just hope that a couple people stop by and say, hey, good job. You know, I'm not somebody that's gonna. I'm not like I don't put this down on a job reference, and I sure don't put this down on a social media account. You know, I don't go, oh, content creator of the digital, you know, community. I don't do all of that. I'm just trying to have fun, and honestly, I'm just trying to reach other fans that like the same stuff I do, because I live here, right? And most of the fans might live over here or over here. They're all Star Wars fans. This is the only way I can really effectively reach somebody and show them how much of a Star Wars fan I am, by going out of my way to make such content, even if it takes me like 2 hours to take something that comes out to be a 10-minute video. I just like, for me, it's more just other Star Wars fans seeing it, even though half the time they hate it and they say, what is this? But still, at least I get to reach other Star Wars fans. I grew up where like there was like 1 or 2 other Star Wars fans. Like I grew up in a community where like it was all like soccer, you know, all the girls did field hockey, all of them did basketball. Guys and girls had the basketball teams. Everyone was into sports, so it was like I was like one of the very few that was like nerdy and into like Star Wars and just really Star Wars. I never really got into any of the other stuff. I guess I like Marvel movies. I fell asleep during Iron Man as a kid, but not because it was boring. I think just because I was tired. But you know, I still like Marvel. I guess I don't consider it something I go out of my way to watch though. But Star Wars is definitely my favorite. Stone Fox Detroit. Nah, read a book. Which book? Were you talking about? Oh, when I was talking about the books from Star Wars, about the Acolyte stuff. My bad, dude. I sort of like forgot to read this. Yeah, I don't know which books you read, dude. I've only read a few of them, but I'm not sure if you read any of them that like took place during the High Republic era, because that's like, you'll know what I'm talking about if you did read them then. But yeah, the Acolyte. Back to the Acolyte. I think I don't know. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Andor Season 2 is coming out on April 22nd. I just watched the trailer and I'm excited because I honestly think, like, that actually brings me some joy. I'm actually really excited for that. I think it's going to turn out great. I think, unfortunately, it's going to be a bit rushed as far as, like, the timeline goes, because they said this is the last season. So it is going to, unfortunately, it might be rushed because there's a lot to cover that was still needed to be covered, and I feel like we're just gonna jump sort of, and I don't know, but I'm still really excited for it. And then shout out to Star Wars Theory, dude, because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about how like he's been going through it, dude. They're trying to ban him from conventions, and like they're trying to like I don't know, make him like get demonetized, and like I don't know. I guarantee you, I didn't hear exactly who it was, but I heard him say something about some guy and his wife, and I almost want to guarantee you it's those dweebs, Star Wars Explained, that channel again that I mentioned one time when I was younger. They just, I don't know, they were weird then, and they're even weirder now, and like going after another guy who's just trying to make some money just like they are, I think it's just pathetic. And I think that when you're trying to play politics in an area that has no politics, I'll give you a good Star Wars reference on that matter. Luke Skywalker didn't play politics. Emperor Palpatine played politics. Luke Skywalker won. Emperor Palpatine got thrown down a ditch. I don't know. It's just, if we're following the rules of Star Wars, I believe Theory has the high ground. And I think that they're very much underestimating his powers. And I think that they should, they should knock it off. They should knock it off and just be peaceful. Why are you trying to break the barrier of peace here in the Star Wars community? Like, it's so fragile as it is because of what's going on with Disney. Like, they're trying so hard to... I bet you they make money off of that type of stuff, because I guess it makes their page more relevant again. And please, like, I'm not even going to tag them in this or nothing like that, because I'm not trying to do what they're trying to do. I'm just trying to quietly, like, fit this into my video real quick. I just wanted to just say, like, I'm one of those fans that actually stand very firmly with Star Wars Theory. I don't care about what he does on his personal level. I care very much about the in-depth knowledge and historian level aura he has in the Star Wars universe. And I consider that top-notch, like, God tier in the Star Wars universe. So I'll always be a big fan of Star Wars Theory. He'll probably never know that, but that's probably better like that, because it's like, it makes the mystique even better, because let the legend live on. That dude's great. He's done so much for Star Wars. Like, he was someone I was watching when I had no one else to talk about with. I was doing watch-alongs when I had no one to watch, like the Obi-Wan show. So, you know, I really like admire his commitment to his fans, and I think that like we should all take a page from that. All the Star Wars channels, especially Star Wars Explained, they got a lot to work on. It was such a terrible channel, and I don't mean to sound like Donald Trump or anything, but they got disastrous, like their ratings are terrible, their views have fallen off. They you know, they're just, it's an absolute disaster. They're horrendous. It's a terrible channel. And yeah, Darth Vader is the only one who keeps Star Wars alive. I feel like Darth Vader might be one of the most well-known characters in Star Wars, especially like, yeah, especially with like the older crowd. I think that, you know, Darth Vader plays a significant role. I think that a lot of the older crowd, I mean, might have mixed emotions. Some might like it and some might be turned off by the additional lore that has surrounded Darth Vader and the newer lore and everything, like covering in between, you know, episode 3 leading into episode 4, and then even in between that. So it's still interesting though. It's still interesting just to see it all, but I know that some people might have a different view about that because they're used to a certain type of Vader. And nowadays Vader, when I look at Vader nowadays, I looked at him as a certain way back when I saw the first few movies. And then when I look at him now, based off of all the comics and all of his journeys, you know, all the lore-related activity, we'll say lore-related just to keep everyone happy, he really looks like somebody that was very misunderstood, and he's just really internally, like, going through it. So you know, in a way, I almost kind of relate to Vader now more than I did back then, because I don't look at him as just like an evil bad guy anymore. I look at him as a very conflicted individual that happens to not realize until it was too late that he got, you know, worked over by his own, you know, technically one of his own mentors, a man he considered like his father almost. So when you look at that, and then he lost the one he loved during that process. He basically lied about being able to keep her alive. I think he's just really conflicted, and honestly, dude, I'm a good guy. I'm always on the light side, so I always root against Vader and all of them, but honestly, it's kind of tough to root against Vader after knowing all this additional lore over time. But you see how good it is when there's new stuff that comes out and you can see it. Like, there's still good stuff that you can see because they abide to some sort of code of ethic of the timeline. When you see other people put stuff out like The Acolyte that just blatantly disrespects all of the timeline, there's gonna be people that's upset because clearly, as you can tell, it's pretty near and dear for me, and I know it's even more near and dear for other Star Wars fans. So it's always, you know, don't mess around with something. Look what happened with the Halo show. Same situation. I won't even get started with the Halo show, but your dark side, hey, you know, the dark side is a cool side, you know, the lightning, the force chokes, but I just, even in Knights of the Old Republic, as much as I could have had access to all of that, it was just something that, like, this thing, I had to stay on the light side, you know. I was such a, you know, growing up watching Luke Skywalker, and then, you know, Obi-Wan, it's just, those were always my favorite growing up, and then as I got older, I started to appreciate other, but, like, venturing into the lore, I got more personalized with my favorites, you know, like Revan, Darth Nihilus. I don't really like Darth Malak. I consider him really weak. But Darth Sion, Kreia, I consider her the mastermind. Darth Vitiate is probably the most powerful Sith Lord of all time. Darth Mar was the only one that I can recall that actually became the only dark Sith Lord that actually became one with the Force after he passed. You know, I found so much more out than just Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Chewbacca. You know, you learn so much more, like Chewbacca. Now there's Black Krrsantan, who was actually, believe it or not, in there before the Boba Fett show even happened. He was in comics already. There's just so much more that, like, you can learn. And Disney didn't mess it all up. I mean, they did implement some good stuff. They had some good writers. There's no bad writers. It's just when you don't do your homework and then you go and take the test, you're gonna probably fail. And it's like, it's not like that you don't know what you're doing and you're not smart. It's just you didn't come prepared. And if you don't come prepared, I mean, even in, like, I'm a UFC fan, even in UFC, if you don't do the right fight camp, you don't prepare for the right style of fight, there's a good chance you're not going to end up getting the result that you want. This is the same situation. It applies. Why would we be happy with you messing up the timeline because you didn't take the time to watch Star Wars when your job is to create Star Wars, but you never watched Star Wars, so you're making your own timeline up. What makes you think that you have the audacity to go and make your own timeline because you think you're that creative? If you were that creative, you would have already been well known for your own franchise that you made up because you were that well gifted. You see what I'm saying there? Don't ever forget, at the end of the day, there's the significance of a writer for Star Wars and Disney right now is the significance of an actor getting a role as a superhero. It's like, you don't have to do much. All you have to do is come in and just get on the train that's already moving and just go from there. You don't have to actually create this expansive universe. Everything you do is just an extension based off of a strong, hardcore structure that is already there for you to work on. So it's not like we're not gifted writers over here that created Star Wars on the spot with The Acolyte. You tried to go and mix things up and make it your own, and look what happened. It failed. It flopped. And I don't mean to say it like that. I'm just very excited right now, but just look at it like that. There's no way that you're gonna, there's no way no one can convince me otherwise. What you're given right now is a layup. It's a simple slam dunk too, because all you got to do is do the research and you can add along to what's going on. But to put Ki-Adi-Mundi in The Acolyte, I don't know. I don't know. It's like the perfect example of what not to do. And I'm kind of glad The Acolyte happened, so it sets that bar of what not to do. Now, anyone that makes a show worse than The Acolyte should be absolutely ashamed of themselves at this point. But I think the people have spoken. The fans have spoken. Give us regular Star Wars. Just follow the script. Don't try to create something new for us that we don't want to see. And that's what happened with The Acolyte. That is simple. Look at Andor. Andor is out of the box, a different experience. But you want to know something about Andor? It sticks to the timeline. So it works. It works. Andor is great, but it's absolutely different from what your normal Star Wars is. You don't see any Force. There's no lightsabers. There's none of that, right? You don't even see any Mandalorian. I don't think you saw any Mandalorians, and none of that. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it can be done. It's just, don't think you're greater than Star Wars. When you take on Star Wars as a project, the biggest thing is don't underestimate it. Don't think you are greater than Star Wars, because if you start going off and thinking you're going to create your own story inside of Star Wars and go off the script, it's not going to work. We fell in love with a certain timeline. We fell in love with what Star Wars represents with this timeline. Not you playing, oh, well, no, actually, you know what? Ki-Adi-Mundi actually lives for 1,000 years. You know what? Since we're at it, he lives for 2,000 years. He actually lives longer than Yoda. What are you doing? We already know you're not even a Star Wars fan. Just leave it be, Leave it be. She's done. She's moving on. I heard she's doing like Broadway. Leslie Headland, we give you the most respect for trying to tackle a beast that you just couldn't handle, which is Star Wars, and that's okay. And I don't know. Like I said, good things will come at some point, but I have a lot of hope for Andor Season 2. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be special. It's going to be fun. Let's hope for the best. After that, I thought Skeleton Crew was good. I didn't have any complaints about it. I mean, but to be honest, and not to go back to The Acolyte, but when you had such a disaster like The Acolyte happen, it's, a couple of fan films could set the bar straight after that. You know what I mean? So it's like there's not much needed to outdo yourself. All you need to do is just make the story fit. You don't even have to do anything significant. But like I said, the bar was set, and I think it was good. We needed that to happen. Acolyte, we wish you the best. I don't think I'm going to be... What I'm curious is any real Star Wars collectors, if you guys are in here, like anyone who collects the DVDs and so on and so forth, is the Acolyte going into your collection? That's what I want to ask the hardcore Star Wars fans out here. Or just any movie collectors, movies and show collectors, all that stuff. Is Star Wars The Acolyte going into your box set? Is it going into your collection shelf? Are you putting it on the mantle? I would like to ask people that, because technically it is a part of Star Wars. Like I said, I don't like to talk bad about Star Wars. That was probably our darkest moment. The Acolyte was probably our darkest moment, though. I will say that. And and for those who saw it and aren't hardcore Star Wars fans, let me be the first, or maybe not even the first to tell you, but let me be someone to tell you that that is not an accurate interpretation of how a Wookiee Jedi conducts themselves. This was off script. This is, like I said, someone playing George Lucas, trying to play George Lucas and make their own thing. But in reality, there's only one George Lucas, so you can't, it won't work. So that's not an accurate interpretation of how a Wookiee Jedi would roll. Wookiee Jedis are graceful, majestic beings that move with a lot of grace. Very graceful. And that's not what you saw with... I'm sorry, what was his name again? Honestly, I think Hanhar could beat that Jedi up in a fight, that Wookiee Jedi from Acolyte. I think Hanhar wipes the floor. As a matter of fact, I think Hanhar does it with one one vibro blade. Oh, hey, Funny Videos. How you doing, dude? We were just talking some Star Wars. How was your day today? I'm trying to get Revan to, Oh, you moved. You don't want to come and say hi? Hold on, let me see. He's in the back right there. Making a mess out of the sleeping bag. He's not supposed to be on the sleeping bag, but it's okay. Oh, my day's all right for the most part. I feel like it's been kind of slow, but I can't complain. I definitely can't complain. It's been a pretty cool live so far. We've just been talking about oh, sorry, I've been twitching randomly today. I don't know why. I think I had too much coffee before I started the live stream. But yeah, we've been talking about Star Wars. We were talking about Revan a little bit. Revan the dog, not like the Star Wars character. Oh, nice. You're going on vacation. Where are you going on vacation? Oh, a water park. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think the weather's starting to get better, so like hopefully soon, I was saying that earlier too, hopefully soon I can get Revan outside and on more adventures. We haven't really been able to do much because of the winter time, but now since the weather's starting to get better, I'm hoping that we can actually get out and do something. No, that's him snoring in the back too. If anybody ever heard that is 100% Revan in the back. He's somehow the loudest snorer I've ever heard in my life for such a small dog. He never snored like that when he was a baby. Hey, buddy. Oh, hey, how are you, buddy? Oh, he's up now. Maybe he comes to say hi. You want to come and say hi? You come and say hi? No? That's okay. You come when you're ready, all right? I didn't mean to wake you, buddy. Yeah, he's sleeping. Yeah, no problem. I told you I was going to find you guys and sub to everybody and show some love to the channels. And I try to like as many of the shorts and stuff as I could for you all. And yeah, I'm always happy to help if I can. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. We all try to help each other out. That's what I was trying to say earlier about these other Star Wars channels that were like, they're being so rude to this other Star Wars channel because they have a little bit more success than them, and their channel is starting to like go down, but all they're really trying to do is just spew hateful stuff to get people to hate other channels. And I think that being a Star Wars channel is about spreading stuff about Star Wars, or just trying to help even if they're not Star Wars fans, just trying to show other people it's possible to showcase what you like and have a real hobby and be a super fan. But people like the Star Wars Explained channel, the way they're just going around, like red dot and bullseye, attacking other channels, I think it just shows the lack of character, and just the way they present themselves is just very unprofessional. It's like they're trying to snipe people and say, oh, well, get them deplatformed and we hang out with the best lawyers and we do this. You know what I find so interesting? It's another example of somebody trying to do what someone else did but can't because they're not as creative. It's like the George Lucas, Leslie Headland thing. But now it's like the Star Wars Explained Star Wars Theory thing. You guys started out as a channel on YouTube with Star Wars. You guys got kind of successful. Then Theory came and got super successful. Then branched out and started a lightsaber business. And that took off. And you guys can't stand it. Instead of being like, hey, congratulations. Oh, no problem. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. I really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Yeah, but the Star Wars Explained channel, it's just, I'm so, like, baffled by that, by how you could just attack somebody like that for no reason, just because, and even take personal views aside and politics out of it. But, like, when it comes to Star Wars, we should all be getting along and just sharing ideas, or, you know, if you want to fight, let's fight over, like, let's debate over who's better or what's better, what philosophy's better or what era was better. Let's do something productive instead of trying to gun at the guy's wallet. You know, like, what are you, like, it just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. We could all get along and be civil and all share the love of Star Wars and keep Star Wars strong, like the community strong. Now we have to pick and choose, because I've already heard people talk about they won't watch this person because they have a problem with this person. And it's like all they're doing is creating chaos, and what that's doing is causing them to get views, which is why I don't even look at what they're doing, because I see the power play here. You're trying to get yourself next to Theory's name so you can get a couple of clicks, and quite frankly, I think it's embarrassing. Star Wars Theory shouldn't even waste the time talking to them. I think that Star Wars Explained is an awful channel. It's a disastrous channel. It's terrible. It's the CNN of YouTube, of Star Wars YouTube by far. Just the lack of information, and I've never seen a Star Wars channel with so many subscribers actually get information wrong with Star Wars. So I personally just dislike how, you know, acknowledging the Acolyte as canon is getting the information wrong in Star Wars. That's my personal opinion, and I'm going to ride with that no matter what. That is personally my opinion of them being wrong with information by really claiming the Acolyte. For any fan that does claim Acolyte is canon and fits into the timeline, is spewing misinformation of the Star Wars lore, of the Star Wars timeline, and I was very careful with how I put those words together. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. When you're dealing with like a high level of negativity inside of people like that, people that don't have souls, you have to be careful, because they'll even vultures would like to take a big animal, obviously, because there's more meat. But a vulture will still go and get a rabbit or a mouse, because they just will sink their teeth into whatever they can. It doesn't matter. They'll get you for if you got if you got $1,000 or, you know, $8, $10 in your wallet, they'll still go after it. These people should be technically millionaires by now. How they're not baffles me. So I don't know. God bless the Star Wars Explained, though, because, you know, out of all communities or families, you know, in the Star Wars family, we always got to have that one member of the family that's just an oddball, you know, like, oh, how's cousin so-and-so? Oh, I don't know, you know how they are, it's always up to something weird. That's like Star Wars Explained in the Star Wars family. They're like that weird uncle that just, yeah, we know you're there, and sometimes you say a couple of things that make sense, but, like, dude, you're weird, knock it off. Like, get out of Star Wars Theory's pocket and leave his wallet alone, please. As a fan of a Star Wars and just all of, you know, everything, let's just keep Star Wars civil. Stop fighting with another channel. Like, we're not in middle school anymore. Please, just take what I said into consideration for everybody who's listening as far as awareness goes. This doesn't have to go to Star Wars Explained, but just as Star Wars fans, help prevent this. Help spread the awareness. Let's be cordial. Stop fighting. You know, all love the Star Wars Theory. He didn't have to make that video addressing what that terrible Star Wars channel was saying about him, but he did it anyway because it helps give some clarity to the fans, and you know what? I appreciate that. So God bless Star Wars Theory. Star Wars Explained. Get your stuff together. go back to do information too on Star Wars, by the way, before you release stuff. Make sure it's correct. When you talk about fact checks, make sure you are fact checking your stuff before you bring it out, because nobody likes somebody that says the wrong thing. And right now, you know, you seem to be saying a lot of the wrong things. So God bless y'all. Get it together. I don't know who's running the show over there, but from what I understand, she's in charge now, because I think the gentleman couldn't handle the situation. So I think the wife did have to take over to kind of do damage control and sort everything out, or something, or opposite, or, you know, whatever. It's hard to keep up over there. It's like, you know, it's like Married with Children over there. You know, it's just no one knows what's going on, but you think it's funny anyway, because I don't know. It's just funny. It's funny. It's chaotic, and it keeps coming up every week. So God bless them. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm all Star Wars explained out. I mean, I feel like I've done this before, and yeah, shout out to Star Wars Theory, dude. I'm gonna buy a lightsaber soon. I'm gonna buy 2, actually. So me and my buddy at the gas station over here, we can do some battles out at like 2 in the morning, because he said he was totally down for that. He does TikTok. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to. Oh no, I was supposed to say his TikTok name on here, but I don't remember the name. I'm gonna drop it in the comments in here once I find it. I gotta remember it, because I don't have a TikTok anymore. I don't know. My phone doesn't have a lot of memory. Something had to go, and it was TikTok. So that's what had to go. It was either CapCut or TikTok, and it was TikTok. So, but yes. So for everyone who stayed, I really appreciate it. Hold on. No, I'm still here. Sorry. I was just taking a hit from the vape. I just didn't want to do it on screen, but yeah. No, I'm still here. I try to be very incognito about that stuff, because I don't want to promote the wrong message. This is something that I used to help, like, because I just quit. I basically just quit smoking cigarettes. So like, I bought one of these just to kind of. It's the only time it's the one and only one I have. So it's just used to sort of like. Just the additional, like, to wean off the nicotine, and then I'm completely tobacco nicotine free. And I encourage everyone else to, if you have, you know, if you smoke cigarettes, consider stopping. There's a lot of good ways to quit smoking cigarettes. I'm sure mine isn't the smartest of smart, but I'm sure, like, you know, there's all good ways to do that, and I encourage everybody to stop smoking if you can. Anyway, moving on. That's my little, like, Smokey the Bear piece. But yeah, moving on. I think, oh gosh. This is really a random stream. This has to be my most random stream ever. We have bounced around so much. Like, this has been like a match of tennis, the way I've been bouncing off the wall with topics. I don't know. Does anybody have any interesting they want to talk about? I can show you guys where I'm staying tonight. I had to switch rest stops because yeah, I don't know. I don't like to stay at the same one too long, only because, like, yeah, this is the van. Revan's in the back sleeping. Rev, they say hello. He just rolled back over. It was like, whatever. Yeah, he's my little buddy. He's my little helper. And honestly, I was blessed to be able to get him in particular, because this breed is really unique. So I'm happy that I have him. It's literally like the perfect breed of dog for the van life situation, in my opinion, because he's going to probably be anywhere between 80 to 100 pounds. Hopefully he's not as big. His dad was 120 pounds. Make it so long so I don't have to worry. Oh, okay. No, there was nothing bad. He's a good dog. 8200 pounds. Yeah, no, he's not gonna be that big. But he's good. He's like 80. He's gonna grow up to be between 80 to 100 pounds. He looks like his mom, who's an American Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Like, he's got the same fur and, like, the same head, same face. but then he's built like his dad with like the muscular tone and the jaw, especially his jaw. He's got a strong jaw. It's his dad is still, I'm saying was, like the dad passed away or something. His dad is a Rottweiler, so it's an interesting breed. It's called a Staffweiler. So he's part American Staffordshire Staffordshire Bull Terrier and part Rottweiler, and yeah, I feel like it's the perfect breed. He's super observant. He's always looking around. He's very quiet too. When he's watching, he's very quiet. The only time I really catch him barking is when he's playing with me. And at first I thought it was because he was getting angry, but then I realized he's playing and he's like talking. So that's like really the only time he really makes a lot of noise, which is cool. No, he did bark at a dog the other day. We were over here and like there was a dog barking from their window, and then all of a sudden he was like, and then stuck his head out the window and just goes, whoa! And then came back in. It was the funniest thing. Oh, who's that? A couple of van lifers come with actual, like, van life style vans, which is pretty cool, too. Sometimes they have dogs. There's just one guy I see once in a while. He comes. He's Canadian, because I see all of his, like, Canadian stickers on his van. And he's actually pretty cool. He's got, like, cowboy boots and stuff. He comes out, and he opens up the side of his door, his van, and he's got like crates on the bottom and crates on the top. He's got to have at least like 6 dogs, and like I don't even know, not that I care, but like where does he like put his bed to sleep? Because he's like got everything in there. Is all kennels and water bowls and stuff, but he brings out like 1 dog, 2 dogs at a time, and then he'll bring 1 or 2 out again, and it's like, it's so interesting. And I'm not sure how comfortable his living situation is, having that having that many dogs around, like without like a whole house at that point. But I don't know, I'm sure he makes it work. And then I see this one guy who's got like the old school Ford Transit one, like the little laundry style van, and he looks like he's having a great time. He was cooking out of the back of the van the other night. Oh, good morning, you have school. Oh, I hope you have a good day at school. That's awesome. That's right. Your time zone's different than mine, so you're in the morning already. Well, I think that's great. Good for you. Definitely go to school, because that's like a lesson that we all need to learn. Even if because sometimes you can learn from school without learning the lesson they're teaching you. Sometimes you can learn just by being in situations and social situations, and just the way you comprehend lessons can also teach you to learn other things at the same time, or possess certain traits that you didn't think you knew how to implement before. So it's really, school's what you make it, especially like reading, just like the gentleman earlier that told me to read the book. I actually agree with him to some aspect to read books, because sometimes you need that open potential of knowledge that is provided within a book. It's a good opportunity for people to learn. And even if you don't think it, as much as we look at our phones, we're constantly reading. So reading is just something that we consistently do on a daily basis. So it's not much of a stretch to continue to stretch your mind by reading. Stretching your mind by reading. I used the word stretch too many times there, sorry. But yeah, I don't know, today I've just had this crazy headache. I thought it was like a caffeine headache, and then I had caffeine, and now I'm like all twitchy because I'm drinking too much caffeine. Yeah, I subscribed to your channel. I told you I'd go and subscribe to your channel for you. I did that funny videos too. They just came on earlier, and they were thanking me for the subscribing. And I'll try to share your videos, or not your videos. I'll try to share your channel, so that way people can go and check it out. So make sure you're still making content, because people will come to check. I don't know how many people, but I know somebody will come eventually, or right away, or I don't even know. Oh, that's nice. There's the cops. Stady. Normally, you want to know something funny? What I used to do at first, but this... Damn, he snores so loud. Because I'm sort of familiar with this spot also, this one's a little bit more dangerous, I'd say, than the last one. But, the cops, normally when they show up here and they, like, park behind me or something like that, because, look, I'm living in a van, so it's, like, already I strike a couple boxes. What I'll do is, like, even if he had just gone out 5 or 10 minutes earlier, I'll open the side door, throw on the leash for Revan, and go out, walk around, and just be playful with him. So because they'll definitely be watching. And what'll happen is, they'll be like, oh, this kid's just out here with his dog, you know, and it'll immediately cut some of the tension, as opposed to me just being out here by myself, or me being out here sleeping out here with someone else in the passenger seat, which some people do. Like this one guy in the Mitsubishi, him and his girlfriend sleep in the car next to me sometimes, but they do too much. They do like trash bags over the windows, like they don't want to be seen. Like, and I get you want your privacy, but like they'll stay till like 11 o'clock in the morning, and like, and mind you, there's a registry like in this highway stop, so like there's like businesses and stuff, so there'll be like actual people showing up, and they'll still be like boarded up in here, and like every so often you'll see like the door open, you'll see some smoke blow out, and it's like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. They always litter. I'm always upset about that. I want to say something about it, but I don't want to disturb the peace. You see, like I said earlier about the Star Wars stuff, stop messing up the community. I'd rather not say anything and let them get in trouble on their own at this point than potentially have to keep my one eye open when I sleep now. I live in the van. I live in the van. I do the van life. In New England. So like we just got through a crazy winter. So I consider that personally, for me, I consider that a little bit of a notch that we made it. You know, we made it successfully, comfortably. We never really froze our butt off. We never got sick. This dude snores a lot. I made it through Revan snoring all night, so that's a plus. I don't understand, you know, he's a great guard dog. Trust me, he's always alert. But I don't understand how he could hear anything over how loud he snores. Let me see if I can get you close so you can hear him. Ready? Oh, now you wake up when I tried to let you. I was trying to make them hear you snore, bro. This is a baby boy. No. Sorry, buddy. Every time I try to show him, something bad happens. Yeah, you were telling me you lived in the Philippines. It's actually pretty cool. Must have better weather than me. Make you a shout out. Yeah, I'll post one for you too on the on my post thing. I'll tag you in it so that way people can check your channel out. I don't mind at all. This is where I'm at tonight. This tractor trailer guy. He's not doing anything bad, but like his truck is so noisy. I'm not even gonna lie. That's the noise we've been hearing outside. It's his truck. But it's a cool looking truck. Bet you that's got a lot of space in it. Look at the size of that trailer. Good old highway. Highway living. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can do something real quick. Yeah, the tire blew out. Yes, 2 days. I think it's been 2 days now. Saturday, I believe it happens. Yeah, blew out, but we got it fixed $700 later. But worst part is now the other two need to be fixed because now it's sort of like off balance and it's making a weird noise, and I know that can only be doing damage to the car then, which I think the Sullivan tire guy might have mentioned to me actually. So, but what can you do, right? What can you do? There's a little rest area where I take Revan out. They have a fenced-in dog area. Yep. But, oh yeah, Revan got me in the face too. We were playing and we were wrestling a bit, and I gotta cut his nails. He got me good right here. A little closer would have been the eye. That would have been something, right? And then he accidentally, he had his bone in his mouth, and he was like going like that while we were wrestling. And he also bashed me in the eye, so that was fun. But other than that, you know, I I'd say it was a successful time. He's fine. Me, I got beat up. I definitely look like I got beat up. I definitely look like I got beat up. I can't even talk right now. My mouth is so dry. Um, but that's probably why Little Man's pooped out, because we did have a very fun, energetic time. Maybe that's why I'm so like tired. Hey, Oren, what's going on? Good to see you. We we've been talking about the most random stuff. I have another with steady scoring up 91. Nice. Can you give me a wrench? Yeah, I didn't know you wanted the wrench. Hold on. Boom, you're in there. Yeah, but we've pretty much been talking about the most random of random things lately. Yeah, the wrench is blue. It's showing up next to your name now. It's been another, oh, he's starting to snore. Hold on. That's his jacket hanging on the thing there. Poor little guy. I don't want him. I feel bad I keep bothering him. Pretty soon we have to go out, though. He's got to go for a potty break soon, so at that point I'll either leave the stream on. There's another cop. Undercover cop, unmarked. I can show you. Oh, actually, I can't now. The truck's in the way. Park behind the truck. I'm always super vigilant about that stuff, though. Yeah, I'm glad you like the wrench. It's pretty decent. I was hoping my buddy was gonna come on too, my buddy Darren, and I was gonna give him a wrench, but I haven't seen him in the chat yet. But he might not actually. He might actually be in the middle of something too, and might not even be able to make it. But either way, that's fine. I'll find a way to add him as a moderator too at some point. Yeah, I think the funniest thing though about Revan at night is like we'll wake up, or I'll wake up sometimes in the middle of the night, and like he'll sleep next to me, and like, which is cool. I don't mind that at all, especially due to the circumstances. I'd rather him stay at the edge of the bed than have to sleep on the ground. Even though he's got a nice dog bed, still I feel like, you know, he should at least get a window view. So, but what's cool is sometimes I'll wake up and like he won't be on the bed, and I'll look around to see where he's at, and he'll just be staring out the window, and I'm like, this guy's just doing security sweeps, and I think it's so funny, because it's like he wasn't ever really trained to do that. Like he was always just trained to do the common commands, but yeah, Revan, I named him after I named him after from Knights of the Old Republic. It's good to see you, Pumpkin Life, dude. How have you been today? Yeah, I felt like Revan was the appropriate name, and because of his dog breed, it gives it like the great. He's snoring like crazy tonight, but it gives it the perfect balance, because he's like a pretty like strong and robust breed, but at the same time has the power to be very gentle and kind. But he has also the power to turn it up and be very energetic and very chaotically playful. Good, just working. Yeah, I hear that, dude. Tomorrow I got a few houses. I got a new client out in a couple towns over in a town called Sudbury, and it'll be the first time cleaning their yard, but I think it'll be pretty good. It's actually the sister to one of the clients that I already service, so it'll be pretty cool. So I'm hoping I get to meet the dog too, because Some people I never get a chance to meet the dog because like when I go over there, they're either already at work or it's just not set up where their dog has like outside access when they're not around. Some of them do. One of them forgot to mention that to me one time, and that was a crazy surprise. But luckily, they were super friendly. It was such a big dog. Um, he's a cool dog now, and actually, we're friends now, and we're really good friends. I think we were friends the whole time. I just didn't know it, and it's just cool, like the relationships you get to make with certain dogs, and like certain dogs expect you now to come. Certain dogs are excited you're here. Some still like are very cautious, and some are just like, who is this guy, and where is he going with my poop? So it's pretty cool. Oh, there you go, the money emoji. I hope you do get a million. I'll tell you what. I hope you do get $1 million. I wish you nothing but the best success. Right now, what I do for work. So, what I did was I was originally in the summer. I was working really good money at a farm in Lexington. It's called Wilson's Farm, and it was like a really great job. And then I got Revan, and then I realized that I wasn't able to really like find a way to watch. I wasn't gonna be able to find a way to have someone watch Revan and still work these 8 to 10 hour shifts every day. So what happened was is I tried to find a way to incorporate Revan and still make money at the same time. So what I did was is I found a job related to dogs where I got a job as a pooper scooper. And so what I would do is I'd drive around to all these places and I would start meeting people and, cleaning their yards. And it was all in more higher end areas. And I started building relationships with them, being nice with their dogs, or bringing in trash for them. If their trash barrels were out, bringing their trash back in for them. And eventually what I decided to do was go off and for business of my own. And that's what I did. I asked a couple of the clients of the company if they were willing to take a chance with me, and they did. And then I started to, what I do is I walk around with Revan, and when we meet new dogs, we strike up the conversation. My business card actually, it has Revan on it, so it's a pretty good conversation starter, and I was able to get a few clients on my own, and now I'm on my own. I left the company, and it's just all me, and the only thing I guess that's kind of like inconvenient is like I collect at the end of the month, so that's how I sort of designed it. I've got one client that likes to pay me weekly, but it's designed sort of just to collect monthly because I don't charge a lot. I believe in like charging people what it's worth, and I refuse to charge people based off the size of their dog. That was the other thing, like because the dog is bigger, they're gonna make you charge more for still doing the same exact job. I didn't believe in that, so I charge based off of the size of the yard and how many dogs they have instead of the size of a dog, because I wouldn't, all dogs are equal for me, so it doesn't matter. That wouldn't matter. But a lot of people like that motto, and I've had a lot of success. I Unfortunately, I travel a lot because of that with the van, and my van averages around 12 miles to the gallon. So it's like I got the average of a decent sized pickup truck with this little van, but that's probably the only downside. But once spring comes, I expected to get more of like more booming, like with as far as clients go, and then also to conserve gas with the van because I won't have to heat the van through the night anymore if it gets to a habitable temperature, if I said that word right. It's but it's been fun. It's called Luch Scoops. So go figure. I try to take that Luch name everywhere with me. The funny story about the name Luch is I it came before I took the name. Like it was originally my dad's nickname because my dad was a teacher at he's still a teacher at my hometown high school, and our name was sort of long. So what happened was is they started calling him Luch for short, and that name I always just I was so fascinated with how they made that name, and I always kept it myself too. And I was like always Frankie Luch. It's like, oh, it's little Frankie Luch, or it's little Luch, and I always kept it. And but I changed the spelling on it, and I spelled it Looch because in Italian alphabet the CI is what makes the Luch noise. So that's how it's spelled for my last name. But I tweaked it a bit to make it more pronounceable for people that were reading it, and that's how Luch came about. But and I use that for the business. And I also, since he's my partner, since technically I started doing this type of work because of Revan, it was only right that I have Revan tag along with me. There's a couple of houses that he's friends with the dogs, and he comes in the yards with me, plays with the dogs while I go and do what I got to do, and it's all fun. I actually charge one of the people even less money because of the opportunity he gives me to have him socialize with his dogs. He's got 3 pit bulls, and they run around and they have so much fun. And for me, it's just great to see that, because this little guy, he's in the van with me all the time. I don't get to, he doesn't get to have that much fun, especially because of the winter. I do have a laptop. I got a busted up laptop, but it works. It works really well. It's the one that's all duct taped up. It still works though. I haven't charged it in a while. No, I'm sorry to hear that you're poor. I guess you're kind of in the same boat as me, but we're still trying, and that's what's important. And we're starting to see a difference. You know what I mean? I'm happy with like how much money I'm starting to make. It's like a real significance. And then like even with YouTube, I'm still able to do my hobbies with YouTube. I was able to I made 3 plumber loot shorts. Transcriptionist. That's interesting. I don't even think I've heard of that title before. That's actually interesting. You know what I was interested in too, and I was doing it with Facebook, is they gave me the opportunity to create AIs on there now. And so what I started doing is I created a couple of AIs, and I gave them very specific functionings. And it's pretty cool how it works, but I don't think it works. I don't think I get full capability like it wants me to think I do. I believe it's still very limited because I ask it to do certain things and it doesn't do it. Like remind me to let the dog out. Just send me a message, and it doesn't do that, unfortunately. Oh, here's the state cop now. He might pull up next to us, but because we're on live, it makes it so much more interesting. If he does. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. Yes. Oh, shit. Hold on. There he is right there. Ha ha ha. Oh, I'd imagine, hey, at this point, honestly, you could, I think almost any job makes more money than me at this point. It's slow though. I took the gamble on myself. So what I did was I tried hard to. It's definitely right now. It's still considered. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it's still kind of considered side work. I'm booked up for. I managed to set it up so majority of my clients are on Tuesday and Fridays. So it's pretty much Tuesdays and Fridays that I work, and then the rest of the time I'm either trying to get things done with the YouTube stuff, or I'm trying to take the dog out, and most importantly, I'm trying to drum up more clients, because like I said, if I can fill up Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that would be huge. So that's one of my biggest priorities. But honestly, I was looking into what you were talking about with the Seafarers Merchant Union, and I'm very intrigued by that too. And I just the only thing is I gotta find a way to if I look into it more, I just have to see what the policy is about with pets, because if I can't bring them, I would definitely need to find somebody that would hang on to them for 4 months. But I mean, that's probably easier said than done. And but like I said, I'm not sure. He's a great little guy. I know some of my opportunities are more constricted now, but still, I've been very resilient, and I've been trying to find ways to make things work. And I think that's like the most important piece about it. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I really appreciate that. I don't think I ever asked, are you from the East Coast? I don't think I've ever asked that. Oh, hold on. I also want to check if that cop is still there. I don't know where he went. Oh, you're from Texas. Hell yeah, dude. You got 5 cats. Farm life is the way to go. Farm life is absolutely the way to go. I used to have, well, the cat's still alive, but the cat's, I had to leave it with my family, like my parents. I kept one of her collars though. I keep it around my side mirror, the middle mirror. I can't think of it now. The rear view mirror, and sort of just to remember, or just as a remembrance. But yeah, a lot of time has passed, unfortunately. I let too much time pass before I went to visit her again. And the last time I visited her, I don't think she remembered who I was. She's also getting very old. She was born in 2013, so she's old. She's older, but I still would like to go back and see her at least once or twice more because we did spend a lot of time together before, like before Revan, and going out to the van, like that was probably my only friends. So, I definitely want to be able to make sure. I at least like to make sure they're taking good care of her. So that's the main thing I always ask. They're always like, "Oh, how have you been? We haven't heard from you in so long." I'm always like, "How's the cat doing?" When I start trying her, I'll help you as well. I got another friend who's elderly that is going to join me. Oh, nice. That's awesome. No, dude, that's awesome that you're helping people out like that. I mean, that's honestly that's a great thing. Not a lot of people like that, dude. And like that's why I try so hard to be so positive with people because it's just something to go for Gailey. Okay. Yeah, dude, that's awesome that you help out like that. It goes to show, and it's a great example for those that are watching because it shows that like kindness comes, even kindness can come unexpectedly, and it's a great unexpected gift, I feel. Oh, the food part. Oh, so like the food aspect of the of uh, of the merchant aspect. So it's like dealing with seafood and like all of that. So that's not bad at all. 66. Even I had a one time a long time ago. I worked at this restaurant called Margaritas, and I did the dishwasher. And if it was anything like that, that's not bad pay at all. That's like really good. Wow. And you'd probably be eating really good over there. Ronaldo. Which Ronaldo? There's two, you know. There used to be one that played for. Actually, they both played for Real Madrid. But there used to be another Ronaldo, and it was to the point where Cristiano Ronaldo had to put a C next to his Ronaldo. But that was like a long time ago. Unfortunately, I'm not really too in depth with soccer. I could tell you about UFC, um, UFC football. Um, Believe it or not, it's funny that you're from Texas. Now I don't know which part of Texas you're from, but I actually grew up when my dad was a big football fan, and when I grew up and I came home from the hospital when I was born, I came home. I saw the pictures too in a Dallas Cowboys onesie. So I've always it's been indoctrinated to root for the Cowboys, even though I don't watch as much football as I used to. Yeah, Cowboys have always been the team for me. I don't know what happened in the '80s where my dad became a Cowboys fan, but that's what happened. That and the Detroit Red Wings for hockey too. By the way, that's another random one. If you want to do gig work, I'm sure AgFast is hiring. And auto parts delivery, and you can keep your dog with you. Yeah, honestly, anything I can keep the dog with me for, and anything to fill up the time because what was happening, unfortunately, with the dog company was they were starting to give me since I was taking some of the clients technically and closer to my area, they started to try to put me on like further routes, and what that was doing with this 12 mile per gallon range over here, it was screwing everything up. Like with my gas, and I was spending like pretty much like 15 to $30 a day just to fill up the car, and then going back and forth to all these other places, and it just wear and tear on the van, and it's my house, so it's like I kind of have to be like mindful about that. So I step back so I could keep the closer ones and still continue to make decent because I had enough to pay my bills, and then keep Revan fed, keep myself fed, and just squirrel away a little bit of money, for that exact reason that you seen happen the other day with the tire. Luckily, I kept squirreling away, but, it's unfortunate to see how you could squirrel away for, like, so long, and then it's gone in a day. But it's still, like, it's still life lessons, and I'm appreciate all of it. Oh, nice. Oh, so you know. Oh, so you know all about the Cowboys out there then. Yeah. See, I don't really watch too much now, but I used to be like I was since I'm in New England, I was that dude that was like when the Patriots had that undefeated season, that was actually the season they played Dallas. It was Romo, Marion Barber, Terrell Owens, Jason Witten, like that era. And I was so convinced that we were gonna win and we were gonna beat the Patriots. And I remember betting my buddy like $20. I bet $20 against the undefeated Patriots. That was the year they went undefeated. And then to make matters worse, as a Cowboys fan, they lose to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Giants beat them, and like I could never get over that. I could never get over that because it was like the Giants. We don't root for the Giants, and we don't root for the Eagles, or Washington. I don't know what they call themselves nowadays, so I don't want to mispronounce that. But to see the Giants, and they did it twice. If I Tom Brady has lost me so much money. So it's like I've learned to respect Brady, but like at the same time, he's like Khabib. He just continues to lose me money because I'm always betting against him, and I was always losing. Khabib was like my biggest lesson to never bet against a wrestler, a good wrestler like Khabib, because he's gonna get you down. And I don't even want to talk about the Conor McGregor Khabib fight. I lost so much money. I lost so much money on the bet. I I lost money on the bet site. I lost money in a personal bet, and if I'm not mistaken, the bottle we had a bottle of Proper 12. Was it? Yeah, Proper 12, and somebody knocked it over and it broke halfway through. The night was just a disaster. The only saving grace was that Derek Lewis line that the infamous line that he said. I won't say it on stream, and then Tony Ferguson like beat the heck out of Anthony Pettis. That was pretty cool. And then Connor lost, but you know what's funny? We were so like, I don't know, man. We cheered every round like as if he was gonna pull out that knockout punch, even though Khabib kept fucking taking him down. It was just, oh, I just let the F-bomb go. Damn. That's okay though. I'm not actually. I think enough time passed that I was allowed to swear. Um, I try. That's why I try not to swear or say anything bad because. Yeah, because of the monetization is very strict around here. But now since I swore already, I was going to say, yeah, the Derek Lewis line was probably the most iconic thing when they go, why'd you take your pants off, Derek? And he just goes, my balls was hot. That was probably the funniest quote of all time. Derek Lewis is probably going to be one of my favorite UFC fighters because of that. Tom Brady is number one in NFL history. Yeah, I found that out the hard way by losing so much money. But no, I recognize he's a great. Yeah. He is definitely a great. He's greatly destroyed my freaking self-esteem with betting on football for sure. It didn't matter who it was. The Colts I would lose, and then Dallas that time I would lose, and then like every team I thought that was gonna take them on lost, and then they win in the Super Bowls, and then yeah. You know how hard it is to deal with New England fans in New England when the Patriots keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Now, since they're kind of like not as good, it's calmed down a lot. But like you still have some of those people are like, oh, this year's our year, man. We're going all the way. And it's like, I don't know. I think you should do an easy remote job as you won't use money on. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I've tried like, even with like what I do on here, I even once in a while I'll get like a delusion that like I could actually mess around and start making like a real killing on YouTube. But I realized that like if I'm gonna actually seriously make some money, I have to like do something with like that's gonna give me like the actual opportunity to make a real good living. And with YouTube, it can kind of be sporadic because you could have a great month one month, and then the next month it could be like not as good at all. And then they make 19.21 an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't even know what my calculations would be right now based off of what I charge and the amount of effort I take to clean the yards, because most yards on average don't take me more than 10 minutes. And they're pretty decent sized yards. So, it's, and I don't charge too much. I charge at most of like maybe $50 a week, 4 months in a week. 4 months in a week. 4 weeks in a month. So, that comes around, $200, $200 a client, 4 or 5 clients on Tuesday, another 3 on Friday. And, it starts to add up. You have enough to, I have enough to do the car bill, the insurance bill, the phone bill, and then Revan stuff. Yeah, it's all about the right choices, and I still feel like at this point, like I mentioned this earlier in the stream to somebody. I'm learning. I'm making decisions while still learning how, and I think that's the craziest process. And learning how to manage money, I think, is the toughest thing. Oh yeah, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that because sometimes people fare a lot better with like additional guidance or just additional perspective, and I think that sometimes people might lack that because they just don't have the opportunity to have that. And you know it oh wow, wow, that's the brightest bright like headlights ever, dude. Some people have the brightest headlights and they just get you in the face, and it's like, I swear I'm gonna go blind so early with all these headlights. I don't know. Has anyone seen have you seen the Teslas like at night? How bright those lights are. Like if it's coming the opposite way from you, like even the glare gets you. Well, I appreciate that, Jello, as well. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging out on the stream for as long as you have. Oh, yeah, Pumpkin Life. I can show you where I'm at right now. I was showing Jello earlier. So I moved from my regular rest stop only because it's not a good idea to stay at the same one too often. But this is where I'm at now. I'm at this rest stop. This is where all the extra noise is, if you can hear it. It's this dude's truck. It's a nice truck, but it's just super loud for some reason. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now I messed up the stand again. That's okay. I just have to keep an eye on my battery. My phone has had better days with its battery, but it's still good. Still works. Oh, when did the FedEx truck pull up behind me? Huh. When did that? No, the statey left. State troopers normally don't give me too much trouble. I think that they have I think they have realized that I'm just here with my dog, and I'm not doing dangerous stuff. Like some people might be. I mean, honestly, a couple of times the cops will be out here with the lights on, 2 or 3 cruisers. Working 10 years into it, you can earn $1 million. Using the money to invest in blue chip stock. With that, you can figure for dividends, making $30,000 a month for retirement. You seem to know your stuff, my friend did. Definitely, that sounds very concrete. That sounds really good, to be honest with you. I like the way that you think, dude. That's actually that's very well put. So, I mean, as far as investments go, I mean, I never knew how to play the long game. Like, I thought cryptos was sort of a blessing in disguise at first because I learned how to make some quick cash based off of the penny stocks. It was all penny stocks and stuff, or even less than a penny. And, but I learned how to do that for like quick flips. But then, as far as the long-term investment, I never really had much luck, but that's only because of my patience. I didn't teach myself the proper patience to apply to something like that. And I think now my financial situation isn't really the best for stocks, but you can retire and live in Southeast Asia where you can live cheaply for like $3,000 a month. That'd be good living. That'd be good living. Dude, honestly, as much as I love America, honestly, Alaska's still America, but I'd love to retire to Alaska. Nice cabin, wood stove, couple more dogs. I'd say a fence, but there's bears and mooses that'll probably just walk right over that thing. So, but just to have a real nice, when I go, I want to go out there. That's where I want to go. I don't want to go in a hospital hooked to a machine. I don't want to go in a old person's home, and I want to go. I'd say the way I came, but technically I was born in a hospital. So, but I want to go out like with Mother Nature. I don't want to go out surrounded by machines and man-made stuff. I want to go out with. I want to be left with this earth. Be a part of this earth after I go. To really contribute after I'm gone, and I think that's like the hugest opportunity. I want to do that. That would be my retirement gift right there, just to be able to do something like that and live out until my last days. Hopefully the dogs don't eat me. If the dogs outlive me, hopefully they don't eat me when I die. But I don't think that's dogs. I think that's just cats that do that. You can rent a condo in the city and pay for healthcare for cheap and high-end. Heck yeah. See, in the state I am, it's like, it's weird with health insurance. See, the problem with me is like, I don't know. I love people, but I also I would love to just live out there and just live off the land and, hunt and fish and, anything I can. 1,000 gets you a good condo, 2,000 pays for living like a king. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. It's like, no, trust me, like, it makes sense because you see a lot of people go and retire and leave and like go places, go to Aruba or go, like you said, Southeast Asia, go to Europe. Yeah, the U.S. dollar is like, I can never, I don't keep up too much with the U.S. dollar, but isn't the U.S. dollar, like, is it worth more than the euro right now? Or the British pound, or is it worth less? Oh, okay. No kidding. No kidding. You talking about compared to the other ones? Like the other currencies? Huh. Interesting. The U.S. dollar versus Filipino peso. That's crazy. Yeah, I could imagine. $1 is worth like a ton over there, isn't it? Not to sound rude. I don't mean to sound rude if that was rude. But it's like definitely not worth like. I mean, the dollar's definitely worth a fair amount over there. Hey, Revan, you want to say hi? I thought he was getting up. Sorry. Yeah, at some point I gotta remember to let him out. Actually, he was out about an hour ago, so technically he should be okay. Maybe an hour and a half. The stream's been going for 82 minutes. Yeah, I believe it. I believe you would be super rich in those countries. Pesos. I've never seen a peso. You want to know something funny, actually? Hold on, check this out. I don't know how I got it. Somewhere in here. Yep, right here. Check this out. I have a British pounds, £1. I don't know where I got it. I can't tell you where I got it, but I don't remember. But I somehow have one, and it's pretty cool. Oh, I appreciate that. That would be a huge help, especially knowing somebody. That always goes a long way. No, I appreciate that. I'm gonna try my hardest to like, unfortunately my resources are only so big as far as like moving around, but like I'll definitely try to like, prepare myself and at least get the most information I can. Just do my homework, so to speak, for it. Because I actually brought it up to my grandfather. Believe it or not, I spoke with him a little bit about it. First, he didn't know much about what I was talking about, but then like he somehow put it together and understood. This is a guy who's been in the carpenters union for like 40, 45 years. And since he came here to this country, I think he pretty much has been in that carpenters union. So, he's sort of experienced with the old time stuff, not like the new generation of the AIs and global marketing and such. It takes time to get your passport. Are you talking about like a regular passport? Like the regular passport that you would need to leave the country? Because that actually might be easily obtained than you think. I went to Italy as a kid, with my grandfather. Ironically, my grandfather, we were just talking about him. So I have a passport, but I think it's well expired. So I think it may just have to be renewed, if that would even be honored at this point, since it's been so long. But I definitely, actually, the picture, I think, actually, yeah, I don't even remember if there's a picture on the passport. No, there has to be a picture on a passport because people use that as identification all the time. Um, but yeah, no, funny story. I remember I lost it because I was using it for a while. Can you send me the address and I'll send you a picture? A picture of what? You got me a little nervous here now. What are you sending a picture of? Oh, I'm not supposed to hit the vape on the screen. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Pumpkin Life. I was gonna tell you, dude. I keep swearing now. I'm trying to. I started trying to quit cigarettes, so I picked up this nicotine vape to kind of sort of just wean out the process, and hopefully by the time it's done, I can just move on and be tobacco free, because it's one of the things I'm trying to drop. It's honestly, I had quit it. I had quit cigarettes before, but then I picked it back up as soon as I came back outside living in the car. Originally in the Mazda before I got the van. It was just like, for me, it had a lot of uses. Like, obviously, I went back to smoking cigarettes because I was smoking. I smoked cigarettes, and that's what it was. But also because it was a great distraction, because it would give me the opportunity, if there was my surroundings were uncomfortable or weird. What I would do is I would, use the excuse to go out for a cigarette, sit by the car, and kind of just, analyze what's around me, but in form of smoking a cigarette, because I blend in. It's just a guy smoking a cigarette. I could as well, but I use vape nicotine as well. Yeah, that's what I do. And unfortunately, because of the state I'm in, they banned flavored tobacco and vape products. I have to go up to New Hampshire. Your kitten picture? Like, pictures of your cat? Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Upload them to your, upload the pictures of your cat, or you can upload shorts of your cat, like hanging out or doing something, or just sitting being a regular cat. And you can put them on your YouTube, and then I just go check them out, give them a like, and you'll probably get a chance to show a bunch of people your cat. Yeah, my cat, I'm sorry, she's in a good home, though. Yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm saying that she can go and put the pictures on her page, because I don't know. I get nervous when people say they want to send me stuff like that. That's could be a whole computer virus for all we know. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's very dangerous. No, I know you're joking around, obviously. But no, it's no, I know. Trust me, I know. Jello just has a very, very funny sense of humor. But Jello's still cool. They still get. She still gets to keep the wrench. Hey, Joe. Actually, are you a boy or a girl? I figured I'd ask, because I can't see your profile picture. Never shows up for me for some reason. Oh, you're a boy. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I was calling you a she for. Hold off on things. Hold off on things. Until you get established. Yeah, no, you bring a great point up. I mean, the innovative ideas are there. It's just like sometimes it can't be implemented. Yeah, yeah. I hear that. I honestly, like I said before, I don't think. Unfortunately, I think that as far as that goes, finding a girlfriend in general, I think it's just one of those things that like it's kind of gonna have to sort of fall into place. Hey, fair enough. Old only means experience in my book. That's what I'm starting to understand. So like I always respect the experience and like any guidance that I could ever receive. Oh no, you're not that old. You're not old at all, man. You're only a few years older than me. So technically we're still in the same boat. But I appreciate. Yeah, well, yeah, you're about 4 years older, which isn't old at all. Honestly, my two friends that I mainly talk to, one is just turned 32 the other day, and then the other one's 39. And they're pretty much the only people I really talk to outside of like the YouTube community here and Revan. So so like I'm always talking to older people that have great experience, and I'm always listening just to get an idea of what to do or what not to do sometimes. It's like the best learning process. Sometimes you don't need school. Like I was saying earlier, sometimes you can learn things at school you weren't supposed to learn or wasn't taught to learn, but you could learn it based off of your observational, your awareness, your situation and all that, and just how you interact with people from a social standpoint. It molds you all into position to deal with outside encounters just in general. Yeah, no problem, dude. Take your time. Hey, Oren, are you still here? I wonder if Oren's still on. Yeah. Got good old Revan in the back, sleeping. Wow, this is probably the longest stream I've ever had. Normally I've never had a stream this long. I think last time we had this stream was the longest one, and now this one's longer than that one. It's pretty cool. I definitely wasn't expecting to have a long stream, which this is pretty cool. I'm actually excited. As far as dinner goes tonight, I got Revan. Revan has his regular food. I picked up some more water so he'd have more water. And then me, I think I'm gonna go out of the ordinary tonight. And I have a McDonald's app, and what they do is they have $1.49 for any size French fries. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the large French fries for $1.49, and then because I keep doing that, or when they have the dollar coffees, I'll get the dollar coffees through the app. I built up enough points where I can get a free sandwich. So I'm gonna get myself a McChicken. So I'll have a McChicken and a large fry for $1.49. $1.49. Who's that? Yeah, sorry if it seems weird if I'm always looking around. It's just like ingrained to be super aware of my surroundings. Especially when I come to this spot. This spot kind of gets me a little, not nervous, but like it gets me a little bit more heightened with my sense of awareness. But I always have Revan too, who also helps out with that. Oh, do you not like McDonald's? I honestly, if it was any other place, I prefer it. But like McDonald's, unfortunately, is the only place I could get away with this right now to do a meal like that. Otherwise, I literally I knew I mean, you woke up and you had food, huh, bro? I mainly make these. They're instant mashed potatoes, so like all I need is hot water. So what I do is I go into the rest stop and I just get the coffee cup and I put hot water in it. I don't tell them I'm putting hot water in it because I don't want to be weird and like think that like I shouldn't have to pay for it. So I'll still try to pay for it, but they don't let me pay at the other rest stop because I think they've noticed that I stay in the van, so I think they kind of feel bad. So they'll give me free coffee, but I'll just fill it up with hot water and then I'll grab a fork and then I'll mix it in and I'll have mashed potatoes. And then I also have some canned fish, like canned sardines and stuff like that. And then I have some that are just in water, which is for the dog. Because I'll also give the dog what I'm eating sometimes as long as it fits with its diet to be healthy. Like I'll split, for like $4, I can get a rotisserie chicken sometimes at the grocery store and I'll split that with him. And we'll just like, and not split it with like, give him half and throw it in the bowl, but like as I eat it, I'll eat a piece, then I'll give him a piece, and then I'll take like a giant sized piece and I'll keep it in my mouth and I'll have him gently come and grab it. Because people look at him and think, oh, he's an aggressive looking pit bull. And by doing gentle stuff with food like that, he's not food aggressive at all. And you can actually go and take something he's chewing, take it away from him. He's not gonna get mad. He's more curious of why you take it away, but he wouldn't get mad. We spent a lot of time just working on being nice, and I think that that's what's really important. Just showing him like little nice things, trustworthy things. Like he doesn't want to. Do you need to see? Oh, what does that mean? Um. Oh, camping, cooking stuff. Dude, let me tell you what my plan is. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. What I'm planning to do is get myself, they're not that much money either. I'm going to eventually, once I save up, I'm going to get myself a nice little hot plate. Because I have a little socket, like one of the socket ports for the van in the back by the trunk. So what I eventually want to do is get that area set up so I can cook and then have like probably just going to keep a cooler with ice in it. But because I'm not like a master genius that can make a fridge work with this little battery in the car, but I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna do like try to get like I have a little crock pot that someone actually gave me for Christmas, and I hope to like utilize that soon so I can cook things out of that, rice, beans, whatever I need. I've been working towards that. It's when I have the chance I try to stock up on like